My name's John Miller, and I'm the owner of J. Miller Pictureframer and Gallery in Mashpee. After my more or less planned careers were over with about 20 years ago, and I figured, well, now what am I going to do next? I just kind of sat down and started thinking of things that I thought might appeal to me. I was thinking, I like doing things with my hands, I like dealing with people, I like being around art and things that are creative and nice looking and attractive. So when I added all of that up, this picture framing notion kept coming to mind. My mother was always having things framed. She'd drag me down to the local frame shop in Pennsylvania where I grew up, and I was just kind of intrigued by the whole process. So these two mats that we just cut will wind up on this piece that I've already cut the bottom mat. What makes it interesting to me is that I get to do things with my hands, and I get to do things with my eyes. And typically a customer comes in with a photograph or a painting or an heirloom keepsake or a wedding gown or something like that and says, I'd like to hang this on the wall and make it look nice and preserve it while we're at it. And then I get the materials that I need, and the next fun part for me is the mechanical process of cutting everything, joining it, cutting mats, exercising some creative discretion along the way in many cases, and ultimately coming up with something memorable that the customer usually oohs and ahs over once they come in to pick it up. What a frame does for a picture is complete it. It completes the picture. And some pictures, whether it's a painting, usually a painting, can stand alone without a frame, and often that's true in a contemporary setting, but almost without exception, any kind of artwork or any kind of memorabilia, military, personal, family, whatever, if it's laid out properly and thoughtfully designed and put together, it really expands the visual statement that's being made as well as preserving it for the long haul. Once you get past kind of the general look and feel of how it's going to be arranged, then it becomes a more subjective discussion about what colors, what textures, how large should the piece be, what style or size should the frame be, how much is it going to cost, things of that sort. A customer once brought in a brick that was salvaged when they tore down the garden. But her husband worked at the garden at the time, and she thought it would make a nice birthday gift to frame in a three-dimensional way this brick from the garden. I have no immediate plans to retire. When that time comes, it may or may not be the case that there's someone out there that aspires to do what I'm doing and wants to take over the business. And my exit strategy is not something I consciously think about.